Hi, this is Water and Air 1111. Thank you for watching another video of mine. Thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel and to my videos. To everyone getting personal readings. If you, excuse me, are interested in a personal reading, the link to my website is in the description below, as well as a link to my Instant Go if you just need a few tarot cards to answer your question. I hope you guys have all been doing well. I feel like the energies have really ramped up for me personally. I feel like I've been going through a lot of like emotional ups and downs like the last 24 hours. And that's been pretty intense. And so for that reason, I'm going to be just checking to see how the Divine Masculine and Feminine as a collective are doing. Let me know how you guys have been feeling the last 24 hours, if you've been feeling this as well, kind of going from feeling very connected and assured, then a lot of doubts and kind of fears coming through, and yeah, a lot of questioning and almost like the experience of redetaching again. Yeah. Yeah, let me know if you guys have felt any of this energy as well and how you're doing. I hope you're doing well if you are. So yeah, I'm going to look at a kind of a reading to see where the Divine Masculine and Feminine are with regards to each other, where their energy is at. And I'm going to use a combination of all of these decks. I've been using this one a lot, and I will use it again today just because I feel like it's been pretty on par, and then I'm going to clarify with all of my other tarot decks. So, Divine Masculine towards the Divine Feminine, and the Divine Feminine towards the Divine Masculine. How are the collectives' overall energies towards each other? What's going on? So let's see what is going on with the Divine Masculine and Feminine towards each other. And I've thought about doing more of the kind of weekly readings to see where everyone's at, but kind of like, let me know if you guys want me to do more of those. Bottom of the deck is politics. So it's like putting on a face, putting on a mask to kind of be who you need to be to impress whoever you're around. Kind of like a card of deception. Wearing a false mask in some type of way, even though it's like misrepresenting yourself intentionally. Whether that's misrepresenting yourself because you're hiding something, or misrepresenting yourself because you don't want to because you're hiding something, whether it's a good or bad thing. Hiding your emotions, not letting kind of your true feelings out, not kind of acknowledging the shadow side. So these first two cards are going to be Divine Masculine towards the Feminine, and these next two is going to be the Feminine towards the Masculine. Okay, so we have Compromise as the first card, and we have Flowering. Now with the Compromise card, it's interesting because like the pictures, the guys in this card, they almost look like mirror reflections of each other. They're slightly different, like with the hair, but they're pretty similar in terms of the stance and in terms of like the clothing. I feel like Divine Masculine with this Compromise card is kind of looking within and without themselves to see what are the things that I've compromised for my feminine and what are the things my feminine has compromised for me. Maybe we've compromised in different ways, or maybe I haven't compromised at all for my Divine Feminine, and my Divine Feminine has done a bit more of that. And I feel like because of this reflection, literally reflection on who's been giving what, there's kind of a feeling of how much am I willing to compromise now? How much am I willing to give now? Even if I haven't given before, or I have been giving a lot. And we're going to clarify this to see what exactly is being compromised, but I feel like it's a reflection of the compromise of the past for sure, but also some thought into how do I compromise with this person going forward. But I do really like that it has a reflection here, given the reading that we're doing right now. Also, I feel like with this compromise card, it's like, what have I compromised in terms of, again, going to the bottom of the deck, with the politics card, what have I compromised in terms of in terms of like my feelings or whatever my truth is, have I compromised that in some way regarding my Divine Feminine? It's like not realizing that if there has been compromise in a way where you were misrepresenting yourself, kind of betraying or changing your truth in order to seem a certain way, whether it directly involves your Divine Feminine or kind of the environment that you were in with your Divine Feminine, taking a look at that as well. And the other card we have is flowering. So this is about growth. It's about kind of moving beyond where you are into balance and having something new flourish. And I feel Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine are wanting kind of that literal flourish and literal next stage with their Divine Feminine. This woman in the card, she almost looks like, I feel like this is like the Divine Feminine in balance in the lotus pose, completely aligned and, high vibrational, wanting this to be the state their Divine Feminine is in, wanting to be kind of the literally kind of with the compromise, the twin, the companion to the Divine Feminine's flowering, and wanting to have that improvement within the connection with the Divine Feminine, that flowering of the connection with the Divine Feminine. And I feel like because these two came together, it's like if things are going to flower and flourish with the Divine Feminine, and Divine Masculine seems to be wanting that, then what are the personal compromises that are going to have to happen? What are the masks possibly that are going to have to be removed in order to get to a state where there's positive movement and growth with the divine feminine. So let's go to the two cards that the divine feminine has towards the divine masculine. So the first card is, what was that? Okay. That was my phone vibrating. The first card is exhaustion. That's definitely a little bit of what I've been feeling. But with this, it's like divine feminine's feeling tired, is feeling a bit worn out, a bit like, how do I continue on from here? This has been however long your journey has been. And I feel like because this guy is in a robot, it's like you, divine feminine, you may have built, you kind of have quote unquote built this way of life for you going forward. This kind of, you're on the journey, you're learning, you're healing, you're kind of restructured your life to align with what you're feeling and what you've been going through. But you're still feeling kind of tired, specifically in regard to your divine masculine. It's like you feel you've built your own robot to kind of get to your divine masculine, for your divine masculine to get to you. But because of the, maybe lack of progress, you're feeling exhausted. You're feeling like, well, okay, well, what's going to happen here? I've made this kind of home for myself. I've made this progress for myself, but specifically regarding my divine masculine, it's like they're almost too exhausted to deal with them, some of you. It's like feeling however long your journey has been with your divine masculine, it kind of suddenly, almost like catching up to you for a second. And then you're like, man, this has been long. I've seen all of this positive stuff happen, but there's all this other stuff that's, still needing to be improved upon. And I mean, in this card, the guy is alone. Tired of being separate from the divine masculine, tired of being, I feel like for some people who have been feeling maybe a bit more triggered lately, like the close on this guy is kind of like getting injured and just trying to patch it up and keep going along. Again, it's like this has been a long journey. So it's like having whatever triggers regarding the divine masculine and kind of patching it over and moving forward, but still feeling tired, feeling exhausted by the progress, by the lack of progress, by the connection. Now the other card we have is, interesting, the dream. Literally the divine feminine still dreaming about the divine masculine, dreaming about their union, about their reunion together, about being with one another. You can see in this card, she's kind of looking up at a version of herself being held by, it almost looks like a king or like a knight, like someone important, and it's almost like a Cinderella style, like in rags, dreaming of something more kind of royal, more like a dream, kind of like, yeah, Cinderella. So there's feelings of exhaustion here, definitely divine feminine towards the divine masculine, but there's also feelings of still wanting, of still kind of pining on the divine masculine, still kind of hoping. I mean, the girl in this card, her hands are kind of clutched together, like looking, dreaming, like, oh, I hope this happens, or I wish this could happen. And these cards are facing different directions. So yeah, directly towards your divine masculine, because it's looking this way, there is lots of feelings of exhaustion, of being tired, of the triggers, tired of the journey, tired of being alone despite looking at your divine masculine. But on the other direction, going this way, once that kind of, these are like peaks and valleys here, once literally this 9 turns upside down into the 6, into the dream, then you're like, well, you're still literally, some of you are literally dreaming of them, just seeing things that make you feel like, oh, anticipating the union, anticipating the reunion with your divine masculine. It's like it's almost like the yin and the yang here. The inward and outward stuff that's going on here. And again, going back to the bottom of the deck that we had with the politics card, it's like you outwardly and emotionally as well, I feel a bit exhausted, but you still also have this dream, and sometimes it's like they're at odds with each other, and it can be a bit difficult kind of having that kind of yo-yo of a cycle going on. So let's get some more cards. I don't read these in reverse, so that's why I did that. Okay. So underneath the compromise card, so you remember the divine masculine's feeling and reflecting on the connection with the divine feminine, like who's compromised more, what are things I've compromised, what are things my divine feminine has compromised, and what are the things that I'm gonna have to compromise if I'm going to try and make this work. So the card we got underneath that is slowing down. So divine masculine are realizing that one of the big things they're gonna have to compromise in order to have success with their divine feminine is to slow down, is to stop being the kind of jack of all trades, to stop being the kind of, I'm feeling like showman, the kind of, is it Truman Show? Like, stop being like having your game face on. Again, with this politics card, you have to stop being this guy who's like always, or this girl who's always like ready, who's always ready for an audience, who's always ready, you know, kind of like man about town about things. You're gonna have to slow down. Because slowing down, it's like you're gonna get to your goal of your divine feminine with this tortoise here, but you're also going to be able to like enjoy. You're gonna feel more grounded. You're gonna be able to enjoy new aspects of your life. There's something to be said about being able to live in the moment, about not having 1,000,005 things to do or people to see or things like that. There's something to be said about being able to slow down and enjoy, you know, the moment as it comes, not having to be overly occupied by things. The other card, and I'm going to turn these back over because we're going to just focus on the divine masculine towards divine feminine. So clarifying the flowering card, so wanting this improvement, wanting this new chapter, wanting things to really flourish and can be a companion to experience all of the positive things that the divine feminine is also experiencing in their life. We have schizophrenia. Now, this is interesting because all of these, like the schizophrenia is like the 2 of swords. Everything else is about passion, it's about action. This is about mentality. So, because we have the schizophrenia card here, it's like the divine masculine is like, yeah, I want things to improve. I want to, you know, reach a new level with my divine feminine. I want things to grow. I want to be there with my divine feminine as things grow. But I don't know how to get there. I'm literally straddling these 2 ideas, these 2 fences, so to speak. I have no idea how to make things flourish. I know that I need to compromise. I know that I need to slow down, but how do I get to the point where my divine feminine can feel in all of his or her power and feel like everything is flourishing and stable the way it needs to be, when I myself have doubts about how to make it happen? I feel like this is Divine Masculine's aware that compromise would have to happen in order for this flourishing to happen. But kind of similar to the compromise, it's like you have to make that decision. You have to choose one way or the other. You have to have that clarity of mind for it to really occur. It's like you have to choose to be dedicated to the quote-unquote movement of making your divine feminine flourish, of making the connection with your divine feminine flourish. Not only do you have to compromise, but you have to dedicate your mind to this. You have to choose mentally that you're going to choose everything that's going to cause this flourishing to happen. So let's get some clarifying cards for these. We're already at 20 minutes. I don't want to make this too long, so I will try and keep this as brief as I can. Okay. So, for compromise and slowing down. We have the Queen of Wands and the Six of Wands. So with these cards, it's similar, that wand energy already. It's like, in order to be victorious, you have to clearly, you have to decide what it is you're going to, you have to address what needs to be compromised on. And you have to decide that in order for your greater happiness, you're going to do everything you need to do to get to that goal, to get to that kind of balance of whatever the compromise may be for you and your divine feminine specifically, in order to get victory. And there's definitely awareness here of what needs to happen to achieve victory, to achieve the success with your divine feminine. You know that you need to slow down. You know that you need to slow down to be present with your divine feminine. And you know that the way to success is whatever this compromise is. You know that you can't be going in and out, dipping in and out, trying to compromise one day and not fully compromising the other way. And let's just get one more card about other compromises Divine Masculine is seeing that they need to make with the Divine Feminine. Eight of Swords reversed. So it's not just about, who's compromised what in the past, but it's also like you're needing to make some balance, make some change in terms of you expressing yourself with this Eight of Swords reverse. Some Divine Masculine are seeing that maybe in the past with their Divine Feminine, the Divine Feminine's done more of the expressing their emotions, their feelings, and Divine Masculines, you've been more reserved, you've been more in your head, not taking action, not expressing yourself. You're seeing that that's one of the compromises that you need to make. You have to literally let your Divine Feminine know what it is that's going on with you, instead of popping in and out, instead of kind of doing everything else but addressing the issue. You're seeing that one of the compromises you have to do is to be more direct with your Divine Feminine. So let's go to the flowering card. So flowering and schizophrenia. Yep. Well, this flowering card, they're wanting things to move forward. They're wanting stability, like I said before, with the Divine Feminine. They're wanting, again, this passion. They're wanting commitment. They're wanting celebration and just happiness with their Divine Feminine. They're wanting to start this new journey. They're wanting to be by their side. Now, clarifying the schizophrenia card is the Ten of Wands. So it's like they're needing, like I already said, they're needing to make a decision and clearly not ride the fence about the actions they need to take. They need to decide and go forth with whatever the action is that's going to get them to this higher state with their divine feminine. They're needing to stop trying to carry things from the past while still be connected with their divine feminine. Ten of Pentacles reversed. However, some of the divine masculine, this kind of straddling the fence is coming from a place of not knowing how to kind of leave something or someone else behind. Not wanting to kind of upset their family, upset their friends. And because of that, it's like things obviously won't flourish the right way with their divine feminine. But again, it's like they're knowing they need to decide to release burdens, to release these things that are weighing on their mind. Yeah, and we have the Empress reversed. So it's like there are going to be delays in these things until the final decision is made. But the energy is all there to support you, and it clearly is there from the divine masculine side that you are thinking and wanting and know what needs to be compromised, and you're thinking and wanting this stability with your divine feminine, this twin flame connection to become to a stronger level, to be more of a partnership here, wanting everything to flourish in the highest way possible. So just 1 second, I'm going to pause the video and be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So we're going to go to the divine feminine towards the divine masculine. So clarifying the exhaustion card that we have is the laziness card. And another 9. So I feel like with this divine feminine, like I mentioned before, it's like there's a feeling of exhaustion due to whatever the length of your journey was, and it doesn't even matter necessarily years. It's just going through all of the kind of trials and tribulations. So exhaustion from that, exhaustion from triggers with your divine masculine, exhaustion from the kind of, especially for those of you who are still separate from your divine masculines, exhaustion from having kind of rebuilt your structure in your life and still not having, and still kind of being separate from your divine masculine in the physical. And so clarifying that is a laziness. It's like there's a feeling that, you know, all of this has happened. I'm exhausted from things not happening the way that maybe I thought or expected or would have thought, you know, my divine masculine had done by now. And it's making making you feel like, is my divine masculine just being lazy? Are they even aware of what's going on? Are they awake or not? Are they just kind of sitting, eating bonbons, relaxing on the beach, not dealing with all of this other stuff that's going on? Just with their sunglasses on, reflecting back everything, not looking in the mirror at what's happening in their life and whatever the situation is. It's also making some of the divine feminine feel a bit, you know, why am I putting in effort here? So let's get some cards for this. So exhaustion and laziness. Yeah, 3 of Wands to clarify exhaustion. It's like divine feminines looking at their divine masculine being like, I've worked so hard. I thought we were in this. I'm waiting for things to happen, and I feel like things are going to happen, but I'm tired from this journey. It's like looking at a clock and saying, okay, I've been here with my 3 wands. looking out at the water. I'm looking out at my divine masculine, looking out at what they're doing. What's going on? Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune reversed. Where's the progress being made? I feel like no progress is being made because I'm standing here on the shore, exhausted after everything that's happened, after not seeing what I thought I was going to see in my divine masculine. And then clarifying the laziness, we got 2 cards. We have the 5 of Cups upright and the Tower reversed. So again, like I said, because of this exhaustion, some are looking at their divine masculines like, okay, are they just being lazy? Are they just reflecting everything back? Yeah, it's like I see, it's like maybe they're not happy, but it doesn't seem like they're responding to this Tower moment. It doesn't seem like they're shifting based on whatever Tower moment they've experienced. Page of Wands reversed as the bottom of the deck. It's like it doesn't seem like they're taking action. They're not making any structure. Underneath that is the Ace of Wands reversed, the King of Swords reversed, 10 of Cups reversed, and 5 of Wands. So it's like, is my divine masculine being lazy? Are they just not caring about whatever Tower moment has happened and whatever sadness that they're feeling? They're just going to reflect it back out. And we only got fire energy. We got a lot of fire energy on the divine masculine side. So with this Page of Wands reverse, it's like my divine masculine is there. Are they not restructuring? They're not structuring, focusing their energy to where it needs to be after they have this shift, or I feel like they had this shift, this Tower moment, but it's like not seeing anything, not seeing any action. And then underneath the Dream card, remember, was despite the exhaustion, there's still another side of you that's still dreaming, still seeing signs, still longing and wanting the divine masculine. And clarifying that is aloneness. So it's like literally you're alone. When you're alone with yourself, it's like there's a side of you where this that starts to dream, that starts to think about what could be happening with your divine masculine, what could be happening in terms of reunion, in terms of something stronger and like more solid happening. And this is another 9. Some of you may be spending more time alone now as well because of the kind of separation and these other energies of feeling of a little bit being tired of your divine masculine. You may be retreating a little bit. Not knowing where to go, feeling maybe a bit more doubt than usual. Dream and aloneness. Kind of divine feminine versus the divine masculine. And we have the Sun reversed, clarifying the dream. So it's like divine feminine, you're thinking and like hoping and still like, I still want this with my divine masculine, even though you realize it's like you're still hopeful, but you're not as hopeful. It's like instead of being a 100%, yeah, this is gonna happen, yeah, or some of you even, yeah, I want this, it's going down to maybe like a 90% or like an 80% of, okay, this is gonna happen. It's like you still know this is what you're wanting, and you still know this is something that would make you happy, but it's like a little bit of shifting happening in terms of how you're like the conviction almost. And also I feel like for those of you who are having dreams, it makes you feel a little bit conflicted, given, you know, the difference between the exhaustion you're feeling based on what you've been experiencing in more 3D life. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords. So like I said, I feel like there is a side of when you have these signs and synchronicities, when you have these dreams and start getting into that kind of feeling of holding on and feeling a certain level of hopefulness regarding your divine masculine, there may be a part of you that tries to snap yourself out of it. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you feeling this type of thing, to try and remove it? And underneath the Queen of Swords is the Page of Wands reversed again. Ace of Wands reversed. King of Swords reversed. Ten of Cups reversed. So it's like a lot of shifting energies here. Like maybe you should cut it out because of all these other things that haven't happened. But the dreams inside the synchronicities let you know that, you know, something's happening. But again, it's like that balance of 3D versus 5D, feeling exhausted from what's happened so far and then still having these dreams and still feeling the signs and everything. And so clarifying the aloneness card. Clarifying the aloneness card. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. So I feel like with these two cards, as you are spending, especially some of you seem to be spending more time alone recently, you're just really thinking. You're thinking about what's happened. You're thinking about how things are going to go forward. What if you should do something different going forward. Bottom of the deck, Six of Cups, because it's like you're spending time by yourself. You're feeling the connection still, obviously. But you're also like, well, is my divine masculine coming? What should I do? And you're thinking about these things. There's a lot of like oscillating back and forth going on. What is this Two of Wands about? The Moon reverse. So there's wondering here, like, should I go my own way? Should I kind of release things with my divine masculine? Is my divine masculine going to come? Because divine masculine's been showing up with a lot of Wands energy here. Is my divine masculine going to come to greet me and be ready to release whatever has happened from the past so that we can start this new chapter? It's like being in this aloneness, especially if you're declining invitations, staying out with friends or family or anything, it's causing you to really think about these things and really kind of go through all the up and downs of all the possibilities of what could happen. And again, that kind of puts you in the cycle of, okay, I'm feeling exhausted. Is my divine masculine lazy? But then I'm still dreaming about them. But then I'm feeling alone, and then I'm thinking about, okay, well, what's going to actually happen? So it's like all of these things happening, contributing to your energy towards your divine masculine. So just to end this reading, I'm going to get a card from my Tarot of Dreams. So let's get a card for the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Divine masculine, you got the Death card. transformation. And that's what it seems to be like, what's on your mind really towards your divine feminine. It's you thinking about the compromises that your divine feminine has made or that you made in the past. You're thinking about the compromises you're going to need to make in the future. You're thinking about what I need to do to get things in a flowering and stable and kind of situation where my divine feminine's feeling good about everything and I'm feeling good. What are the things that I'm going to need to release? And the bottom of the deck for that is the Nine of Wands. So, first of all, another 9, but needing to stop feeling overwhelmed and just get into that mood where you're ready to change. And it definitely feels like you guys are thinking about what are the tangible changes, tangible things that have happened in the past, and what are the tangible changes that I need to be making in order to get us to a solid state, a flowering state. And then for the divine feminine, Magician. So like I said, you're thinking about, you know, how you've manifested things in your own lives. You're thinking about, you know, what is my divine masculine manifesting? What are they doing? You're thinking about where are things going to go from here? Am I going to be able to manifest and have this come together, my union? Manifestation, and it's like different forms of transformation. Divine masculine is saying that there's going to be literally need to be a compromise, a death to their actions, to their behavior regarding the connection. Divine feminine are saying that they want to manifest in a positive way. They want to grow from here. They want to grow from the exhaustion that they're feeling. They want to grow to achieve the dreams that they're having, literally, about their divine masculine and about their union. Bottom of the deck is Knight of Wands again, and we got this earlier. There's been so much in and out, you know, or inconsistencies, or just not living up to whatever was being said for the divine masculine, that you're just ready to move on from that. You're ready to be wise, and you're ready to, you know, use your passion, use your mind, use your emotions, use the tangible things to manifest something greater and stronger from here. So, yeah. Okay, this was quite long. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, I hope this resonated. Let me know in the comments. Again, let me know how you've been feeling energetically, because I feel like I've been feeling some of this. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you're interested in a personal reading, the link is in the description below. And I will see you in my next video. Oh, and also let me know if you would like for me to do the weekly energies, to say like what are the weekly things that the divine masculine and divine feminine will be facing, that you might be experiencing. So let me know, and I will see you in my next video.